Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome to Friday Night Live on the Frankie Allen channel, should I say, with your host, Will Cranny. I will be joined this evening by the brutally brilliant James Kilvington, who is the tour support artist for the UK's most feared comedian, Frankie Allen. If you are watching this on replay, please comment replay below. Give us a big thumbs up on the video, get it shared. And if you are watching this live, what's happening, everyone? Happy Friday. Got a nice little beer with me, and it's Boss to Seaward this evening. If you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook, welcome, and it'll be great to have a laugh with some of you. We've finally got Frankie hooked up with some new Wi-Fi, so we think that's going to work spot on. We've done numerous tests. Let's talk to some people. We've got Ashley Molyneux, Dan Reed, Dave Riley. What's happening? What are you up to tonight, guys? How's your week been? Where are you tuning in from? Are you in Liverpool, Birmingham? Are you on the beers tonight? Are you having a gin? Are you having a wine? I'm having a nice little beer, so don't be skipping me about cucumbers in my gin. And we're going to bring some people into the chat. Catherine Stewart's tuning in on YouTube. We've got Steve Temple, Alex Piercy, Scotty coming back in on Facebook. Michael Hill coming in all the way from Middlesbrough. Niall Burney's back. Anthony O'Leary, Stu Salvin. And if you don't know, my name is Will Cranny. I am the son and manager of the UK's most feared comedian, Frankie Allen, who we are running this channel. We're running this video through his channels right now on YouTube and on Facebook. And every Monday and now every Friday at around 6:37 p.m, we do a live stream and talk to everyone and have a good laugh with them. So first of all, let's bring in Frankie to the chat. Massive thank you to everyone who's joining us tonight. Cheers. And as I said, if you are joining in, please do tell us where you're tuning in from tonight. It helps us understand where we're going to go on our tour for future shows. So let's bring him in. Let's see. Frankie, what's happening?
Well, that was the longest introduction I've ever heard. I nearly fell asleep. I was screaming at the phone, but you couldn't hear me. Get us on before the crack started. Jimmy, Jimmy on your that was long.
Get in the chat first.
Very long intro. Anyway, hi everybody. We've had a few problems over the last few days, but I think we may be okay now. We're trying anyway to, I'll take this off, to try to, what's the word? Communicate with everybody without interference.
So tell everyone, what was the problem last time round? What was up with the setup?
I don't know what the problem was. A lot of creaking and crackling, a lot of kind of gremlins, ghosts in the machine. It was making funny noises. I think it may be my Wi-Fi wasn't turned on.
Brilliant. Yeah, let's talk to somebody. We've got Welsh John saying, much better tonight, lads. Barry Chilcott, happy Friday from the Isle of Man. Dan Reed, Liverpool, home of the feared one. Steve says, he's still locked up in Turkey, enjoying the banter, which is keeping me going. Oh my God, that's the best Frankie has ever sounded. So, Frankie, you feeling a bit more chilled tonight with this setup?
Well, yeah, I am feeling more chilled, but I don't really trust the system. I've got a feeling things could go wrong again. I really have. A little bit earlier on, but it's not too bad now.
Well, we're going to bring some people onto the chat later on so that we can have a good chat with you guys and answer any of your questions. But without further ado, I'll bring in on next of the evening, Mr. James Kilvington. What's happening, James? How are you?
You all right, Will? All right, Frank?
All good. All good. How are you?
Can you hear me well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're from miles away now. I'm not. I hope I haven't got Frankie's line now.
Well, I don't know what's happening. Frank, can you hear him okay?
Can you hear me, Frank?
Jimmy, you can hardly hear you. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right. Well, I tell you what, it might be an issue with three of us in the chat, so I'll dip out the chat for a minute so you two can talk.
Can you hear me, Frank? Can you hear me, Frank?
I can hear you now, yeah.
I think it might be the three people in the chat.
Will's gone.
I think he's just bailed. He's left it to me and you. He's left it to me and you, but we can't see the questions what people are asking.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. There were a few crackling and Graham. I don't know what Will's up to. Has he got the ump, has he? What's going on? Who's this now? Someone's coming on. This is like a fucking murder mystery thing. Here he is. Will, where have you been?
I'm saying it might be better if I left the chat just to test your audio and your mic and see
Is this a fucking setup?
But do you know, like, you know when you're talking, Will, it sounds like you're from fucking miles away. Yeah. I can hear you, but it's like as if you're miles away.
Well, I can hear you, Jim, but it's cracking up a little bit. You know, you sound as though you're 200 miles away. You may as well be in Middlesbrough.
So Will's coming back in the chat. He said in 1 minute's time. I don't know if I can see the chat here. I'll try and see if anyone's talking. Frank, can you hear me?
You might be trying to adjust things. Yeah,
people are saying Cranny or Will. It's quiet, Will. People are putting it's hilarious. I'm having to check, but I can't see exactly what people are putting.
This is a fucking joke. The whole thing. We've really got to get this system overhauled. We can't be doing this every night, Jim.
Are we sounding a bit better?
My Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi's always been turned on.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, you can hear me now. I know what the problem was. So look, let's talk to some people. We've got Will's mic has come loose. No, it hasn't, mate. I'm back in the building. Belinda Burgess is in the chat, Frankie. She says, how are you? Oh, not again.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear anyone now. I could just hear crackling.
I think it's probably because your phone's not plugged in, is it?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just removing him from the chat for a second. Look, Kilv, I'm going to explain to everyone right now in just totally brutally honest terms. Frankie has been harassing me to do lives, right? I finally get him. It's all sorted. 5 minutes before the live, his phone was off with no charge and no battery. This is the reason for the gremlins, in my opinion. What do you think? Frank's having a meltdown this thing. What'd you say?
I've got 100% battery.
Okay, he's got 100% battery, so he's back in the building.
Are you back in, Frank?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. Just some kind of fucking scam.
No, you can hear us now, can't you?
What the fucking hell's going on?
Oh, well, everyone, I hope you're all having a chilled Friday night.
The whole thing is a joke.
How is the whole thing a joke?
Can you hear me all right, Will?
Oh,
yeah, I can hear you fine.
Battery. I've got 100%, but I'll plug it in and leave the lights off.
Go on then.
Fucking hell.
How do they know it's not someone just doing a Frankie impression?
I'm promising myself that I'm not going to get stressed tonight. I might have to go and get another beer. Let me know how you are. What?
Oh, well, I can't work like this, so I can't hear you. I could just hear crackling.
Great.
I could just hear some crackling noises.
Cool.
That's all I can hear, crackling noises.
What are people saying, Will?
What the fuck is going on?
Can you hear me, Frank?
And it's my battery, is it done it all?
Is it?
Can you hear me, Frank? If you can hear me, then I'll translate what you're saying, Will.
Yeah. I apologise to everyone who's watching the chat for the inconvenience here. We have done numerous rehearsals today. Tracy's saying, how are you all? Chill out, Frank.
I'm great, thank you, Tracy.
I'm brilliant, thank you, Tracy, as well.
I'm sat just chilling in a pair of slippers, shorts, and a nice chilled top.
I'm sat. I've just finished a beer in quick time due to the fact that
no idea what you're saying.
What'd you say?
No idea what you're saying.
All right, cool. We'll remove you from the chat then.
Wait, he hasn't pressed mic off for us, has he?
What'd you say, sorry?
He hasn't pressed the cam or the mic off, has he? On the bottom.
Don't know.
You know, like, because on the bottom you've got like cam.
No,
mic.
I haven't done anything, Jimmy. was working only for the first few minutes.
So
It's nothing to do with anything I've done.
Yeah, so you can hear me, so you'll have to let Will talk and then I'll tell you.
Okay, let's talk to some.
I can't, Jimmy, you're cracking, you're picking up.
Okay.
Look, you two will have to carry on. I can't do this. I can't do this with just crackling. I'm sorry.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call diva behaviour. Frankie Allen having a fucking meltdown live on Facebook, on YouTube. Hope it was enjoyable for you. Mickey Addison saying count to 10. Hold on a sec. Simon Owens saying please put the link up. Yes, we need to put the link up. Let me put it up. Give us a sec because we're going to have to talk to some people. And this is a fucking joke. So if anyone wants to join us, just click the StreamYard link. And you'll be able to join us below. Hold on, I'm putting it on Facebook as well. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Kilvo, can you hear me all right, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, mate.
Fucking hell, mate. I feel like I'm going to have a meltdown. I feel like I'm going to explode here. I'm going to have another beer.
You're going to have to
all right.
I keep telling you, you're going to have to upgrade that Nokia 3210 for him.
I know. Somebody's saying it's his connection, Will. Yes, mate, I know it's his fucking connection. I've been telling them that up for about 24 hours. Okay. Toys out the pram. Ha ha ha. That's from Chubbs UK. Let's see what else we've got. Stephen Temple. Everyone's pissed themselves. And Tony Riley saying it's my fault. Kilvo, I'm putting you on the spot, mate. Is it my fault?
Do you know what? You can't put me on the spot with this one because Frankie pays my wages as well.
Was he fuck? I do.
It's a Frankie Allen show, and we need Frankie in the show, but I don't know what's up with Frankie's phone, to be honest with you. I think it's because it's fucking fine when we're doing all this rehearsal.
Yeah. I just don't think the Wi-Fi is strong enough.
Right. But it's fine when we're doing before everyone comes in. I
Phil
think
Barnes is saying Frankie the Diva Allen. Yeah. If anyone wants to join the StreamYard link, feel free to. Wait there, we've got Frank back in, but you can't see. There's no visuals at the moment. Tell him to take that massive cap off, Niall says. It's obviously affecting the Wi-Fi.
I wonder. Well, it works, doesn't it? Before he comes on, it works fine.
Yeah. We'll see where we're at. Let's see what we've got now.
It might be stage fright.
For some reason, the Facebook seems to have just randomly gone missing off this. Let's see where we're at. Kilvo, how are you, mate? What are you up to at your Friday night? Fill us in.
I'm just chilled out. I was chilled out, ready to watch a movie or something. Obviously, every Friday, get the takeaway. And then I got the phone call earlier off of you saying that we were all set up tonight and ready to go for an amazing live. And I was all excited for it. I got a Pepsi Max with a hint of ginger in.
Yeah,
I've never fucking tried it before. It's actually not bad, you know. I'm quite surprised. It's actually all right, but I had a funny feeling it'd fuck up for some apparent reason. I don't know why. I just had this feeling in the back of me. Maybe I'm turning into a fucking like some sort of mind read or something. Oh, here we go. Frankie's back. Fucking hell. Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. But
Can you hear
why
me?
do I get to blame for every fucking thing? This has nothing to do with me. My Wi-Fi was okay before Jack Ryan fixed it. It didn't even need fixing. It was already turned on. And my phone's charged up 100%. So you had to go to me last night saying it was the fucking Wi-Fi. Now it's my phone.
So
why are we on now? Me in the can?
Are we on everything now, Will?
Yeah, I think so. For some reason, the comments aren't coming through from Facebook, but I don't know why, because we are live on Facebook at the moment. I apologise for the amateur level of this fucking live chat, people.
I've got chats coming through here. Is it because?
Oh, sorry, we've got Facebook chats coming through now. Mark saying, does he have a landline? Ask him to nip to the next planet and ask Mr. Quaid. So,
open your mind, Mr. Quaid.
Cool now? What do you say?
Open your mind, Mr. Quaid.
Yeah. Can you hear everyone now? Are you all chilled?
I can hear everything. It's still very crackled, but I can just about hear what you're saying.
Brilliant. So fill everyone in. What's your week been like? What have you been up to?
Well, obviously, we've been stressed. Everybody still is about the situation with no work and what, but we're just trying podcasts. We're trying to do these interacting, and we'll get it in the end. It'll come good in the end. Just a few teething problems.
Cool. What are you up to, Kilv?
Like I say, just chilling out, relaxing. I'm just relaxed. I'm chilled as I always am, just totally relaxed.
Oh, mate, I'm feeling so relaxed now that this is all sorted. Can't believe it.
So I'm just waiting to see what
I've been doing. I've been logging on all the time, just seeing if we can just get a decent connection.
And it's working.
But it seems to be. God knows how long for, so you better get some questions in.
Okay, nice one. Let's, I tell you what, we'll throw this StreamYard live stream into the chat, and hold on a sec. We should be able to answer some questions from people. Let's see what we've got coming through. Stuart Harrison saying, this is rude, top class. John Edge says, open your minds. Phil Barnes says, Frankie, stop robbing the sausages at Mockers.
Oh, yeah. John, how you doing, mate? I was in bed this morning, so I didn't see you.
Okay. Nice one. We've got Michael Hitchcock says, this is no fun without Frank stressing. Well, I'm glad that you think that, Michael.
Well, great. Well, we're back in anyway, so let's just see how long we can do it for without the gremlins coming back in.
Frankie, do you know what, Frank? I've got a question for you. A lot of people find it funny when you get angry. What do you think of these people finding it funny that you get angry?
Well, it's a strange thing. I've had that. Me and Will, when we were doing the lives, always when I get angry, people think it's dead funny. I don't really know why. It might be something to do with, like, on stage. The more kind of like offensive, really, or horrible things I say, the more people laugh. It's just a personality thing. But I know what you mean. Yeah, when I start getting angry, everyone starts laughing. Yeah.
Nice one. So what I am going to do is, give me 2 secs, and in the description link, you will be able to click a link and join us in the chat. We've already got people backstage at the moment. However, hold on, let me just, if I can get this sorted, you should be able to join us on this link. So, click save on this. And we should be all good. So, Frank, let's bring in our first guest of the evening. He was in with us last time, Stu Salvo.
What's happening, mate?
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, mate.
Yeah. I thought I had Frankie's connection then.
Can Frankie not hear you?
Do you know what? I don't think Frank's Wi-Fi is going to be able to cope with 4 people in the chat.
Well, just take him in and out if you want. Take me out when Frankie's here.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. That's a really good shout.
So take me out and put Frankie in for a bit, then take me in, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. What's the first thing you'll get up to after this lockdown pandemic, Frankie? That's from Steve Jones.
Okay. What are you laughing at now?
Did you hear him or not? Did he ask you a question?
Sorry.
We'll ask you a question.
Can't hear you.
Will, can hear you.
Yeah, I'll just dip myself out of the chat. I'll just dip myself out of the chat just for 1 minute, Kilv. I know you won't be able to see the
Frank, can you hear me, Frank?
Can you hear me? Nightmare. Same every night.
Can you hear me, Frank?
To blame. It's my Wi-Fi or my fucking battery. It's not my
Can
Wi-Fi.
You hear me or
it's
not?
Not my battery.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
So someone asked the question.
Very intermittent.
Someone asked the question.
Well, if they ask it now.
Yeah, they asked it. What's the first thing you're gonna do when lockdown's finished?
Go out.
Yeah. Has he got anything planned? That's what people want. People are wanting to know if you got anything planned, any holidays, anything.
Obviously, the first thing we want to do, we want to get back on stage, Jim, because we're all getting dead ratty over this. It's horrible. It's affecting everyone's mood.
Definitely.
So we want to get back on stage and do some work, because it's just getting to the stage now where it's ridiculous. A lot of people on the television, a lot of people taking their own lives and things. It's fucking awful, mate. It's horrible. So the sooner it's back on stage, the better. Very therapeutic for everybody, the stage. You know, a lot of comedians, people say a lot of comedians are manic depressives. Some of them are, and we're all a bit weird on, you know, characters who go on stage. But it's a great it's a great occupation for anyone who is nervous. It takes an awful lot of your time up, and you can say what you want. It's like having a psychiatrist, isn't it? But he's not actually sitting there. The audience is sitting there, so you just open up to the audience. So hopefully, Jim, that's what we're going to do. As soon as we get back on stage, we'll all be in a far better mental health state.
Definitely. Get a few things off your chest in front of 400 people,
Yeah.
Right, so I've just jumped back in
the other thing is, well, Jim, I had a doctor on the telephone, and I went to see him actually, and he said, "Frankie, you've got to stop wanking."
Yeah.
And when I said why, he said, "I want to take your pulse." Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard it. It was a good one.
Lads, I've just jumped back in the chat.
Fuck off after this. I'm not doing this again. It's fucking murder.
Kilvo, I'm just going to get you out the chat for a second so I can have a quick chat with Frankie while he's on the live, and I'll just put you backstage for a sec, okay? So, Frank, can you hear me properly?
I can hear you now a little bit, yeah.
Brilliant. So we've got some people coming in the chat. If you'd like to ask a question for Frankie, I think you've got a short window, so please do put your questions in the chat now. Let's talk to some people. We've got Catherine Stewart says, Frankie, I love your trend. Who shops for you?
Mikera. No, just shop myself. But you can't really shop anyway, can you? Everywhere's closed. But I'm always wearing tracksuits and things. That's all I wear. Kind of casual, yeah.
Nice one. Okay. Let's see. We've got Frankie, would you come to Dublin? We'd love to see you. That's from John Gate.
What a fucking nightmare. A living nightmare.
He's got to be kidding me, hasn't he?
What? I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or for the laugh. No, he's backstage and he can hear us now. I've put him backstage because it just was not coming up.
Why don't you ask him the question now, right? And then when he comes back on, put me back out for a bit now of him. And then so if you ask him the question now, so what were you going to ask Frankie there?
I was going to ask him, would he ever come to Dublin? Okay.
Right,
would he ever think of coming to Dublin? You ready? Okay. What do you think of Dublin, Frank? And would you like to go back?
Yeah, I'd love to go back. I've done the Red Cow in Dublin, a great over there. Yeah, what's funny, Will?
What do you mean, what's funny? It's funny that he keeps fucking up. As Tony Riley says,
all the time when everything's going wrong. What the fuck is this? Is this like a comedy hour?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. And you're not, you're a fucking
robots. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable.
Frankie, what did you think of the LFC game last night? That's from Stephen Jones.
What did I think of Stephen Jones?
No, what did you think of the LFC game last night?
Oh, the LFC game. What you meant to say? What, Liverpool versus Burnley? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What LFC game? Fucking hell. Well, the rubbish on. They haven't scored a goal. You know, the last 6 matches. And a good thing Jurgen Klopp said when they had that 7-0 victory, he actually said, he was quite prophetic, really. He said, I'd rather win 7 matches 1-0 than win 1 match 7-0 and lose the rest. Well, he hasn't lost all the rest. But he's nearly drawn every fucking game. So they need to start improving before it's too late.
Brilliant. Okay. Let's see what else we've got in here. I think the chat at the moment. So let's see. We have got someone coming in saying, hold on, give me 2 secs, guys. Frank, have you ever met Chubby? This is from AH from Durham.
Yeah, I met Roy. He's a good friend of mine. We met him a few times. Both me and Will have met him, and Jimmy. He was on the Liverpool Empire, and we were working somewhere about 18 months ago. We went in to see him up into the dressing room. He's a lovely lad, Roy. He's a great comedian. He's a very good friend of mine. Great guy.
Brilliant. Okay. Gavin Young says this is like... What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, sounds.
I didn't even say anything. What did you say?
David Regan says, hi lads, the internet is the root of all evil. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think United will win the league, Frankie?
Well, nobody knows, do they, until the end of the season. Obviously, I'm not a United fan, but thank God they're getting a few wins together, because it just shows you how kind of shallow these football board of directors are in these football teams. Because Solskjaer was only 1 game away from getting the sack, I believe. And now he's the flavour of the month, isn't he, with Man United board of directors and the fans. So a very fickle business in it. You've only got to lose a couple of games and you're fired. I mean, if anyone's old enough to remember, Alex Ferguson was only 1 game away from getting the sack. And then he won, I think it was a cup game. And he went on an astounding run and won everything before them. So you've got to give people a chance. I'm not saying that they haven't given Solskjaer a chance. He's had a long time, really. But they're very fickle, these supporters and board of chairman and board of director. Very fickle, these people. You know, they're slapping you on the back when they win things. But as soon as things... I've even heard people today moaning about Klopp, you know. Klopp, do you think he's had his day? Just because they've had a bit of a bad run. So, no, you never know, do you? People are very fickle.
Nice one. Okay, let's see. What's the best venue in the Northeast, Frankie Allen? That is from Jordan Wild.
Well, we always do the Longlands Club, don't we?
Yeah.
Jordan Wild.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say? What's the best venue in the Northeast?
Yeah.
We do the Longlands Club. We like the Longlands Club. And that's a great venue that we do up there. It's and we like going to Hartlepool, the Clippy Club. Middlesbrough and Hartlepool, probably the best places. Clippy Club, and there's various other places. What was the one that we done in North Shields?
South Shields, Hedworth Hall.
Was that what it was? That was a very good venue as well. There's some great venues up there, and some of the old social clubs are still open, and we can hide the room and put shows on. So it's always been a hotbed of entertainment. Fantastic, the Northeast. And there's still some great venues. The Swan in Billingham we done. That was a lovely venue to do. Billingham near Stockton. That was great. And we went up to Spennymoor. Spennymoor was brilliant. That was fantastic. So, yeah, it's great to see that some of the clubs are still open. I mean, I thought that everywhere had closed after the first lockdown. Now, the second lockdown, I think it's going to sound the death knell an awful lot of clubs and social clubs especially. Are you there, Jim?
Yeah, I've put a pan on my head just to try and get...
But Will's gone.
I've put a
Jimmy's
pan on
back
my
on.
head.
I think he's got a pan of sauce on his head.
Yeah, it's to try and get the Wi-Fi working more. I'm trying to balance this pan on my head.
Jimmy is kind of like doing very well with this fucking pan on his head. It seems to be reflecting the sound. And I can hear him a little bit better.
So with this pan on my head, I'm hoping that we can obviously, people will try and take us. It's just trying to balance it on my head, you know, and make it look all right.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, so when
it looks quite good. I don't know where Will's gone.
I fucking don't have a clue where he's gone, to be honest with you, but I'll have a look in here and see. Are you in there, Will? He's not in that pan, no. So I don't know where.
Let me answer to the kitchen. Let me just open this drawer, Jimmy. See if he's in here. Will, what the fuck are you doing in that drawer? We're trying to put this show on. Get out the fucking drawer, will you? Get out the drawer now. He should be back on in a minute. So anyway, Jimmy, that's better.
Me fucking it.
Jim, what do you think's causing all the gremlins tonight?
Oh fuck no! It seemed better when I had that in my hand, though, didn't it? I might have to stand just with a fucking pan in my hand. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't have a fucking clue, Frank. Because you seem to have done everything.
The battery on my phone. It's not the fucking. What's the name?
It might be this. It might be this stream. You know, when there's 3 people in, it might be the stream. You know what I mean?
What do you think? 3 people's kind of a strain on it, maybe.
Yeah. Frees a crowd, isn't it? You know,
strain
all that.
On the system.
Yeah. So is he still there? Are you still there? Well, I don't know if you're there or not. I don't know if you're going to come back in or not. I don't know if he's fucking bailed off. Oh, he's back. Look at that. Can you hear me?
I think he's coming back in, Jim. I think he's trying to tune back in. If he comes back in, we'll take a couple of questions.
I brought this pan, Will, to make it
a bit
more.
Is that
Can you hear me, Will?
Oh, sorry, Jim. No, it's Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais is on, Will.
How the fuck could I be Ricky Gervais? Okay, let's talk to some people. We've got, what's your favourite joke that you use, Frankie?
His man was up now.
Anybody there? It's like a fucking seance, this. Will, you're fucking rubbish.
You're fucking rubbish. I've paid for this.
So this is probably the most professional thing that we've done. Can you hear me, Will?
Yeah, mate, I can hear you. He's left the chat. Thank fucking God. Listen, people. This is the bane of my life. I've had 1, 2, and on my 3rd beer. Kilvo is very, very, I must say, I've appreciated his efforts and his help in managing to handle that situation because it was burning my kite out. But I hope you all managed to have a good laugh at it. James, who's the funniest comedian you've ever seen? That's from Dean Booth.
Actually, I can say that. I like a lot of different comedians. I'm a massive fan of Kevin Bridges, Scottish Glaswegian comedian. I'm a massive fan of loads of comedians. I think every comedian has a different strength. Or if you go to watch different comedians, they all do different things good. So I'm not a particular fan of like one style of comedy. I like all styles of comedy, from like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy to Kevin Bridges to Peter Kane. All that. I like any type of comedy really. So, but at the moment, if I had to go with someone who's out there, I'd say someone like Kevin Bridges, or maybe it's like Chris Rock in his day, or Eddie Murphy.
Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy, yeah. Somebody's saying, do you like Ken Dodd?
Ken, do you know what? I've not really watched much of Ken Dodd. He's not my time. I wouldn't say. Well, I'm saying that Richard Pryor wasn't my time as well, but I've never really watched much of Ken Dodd. I've seen the odd bits on him. I know Frank's watched him. I think Jack Ryan's a big fan of Ken Dodd, isn't he?
It's saying hold on 1 second, sorry. It's saying bring people in. So if I comment on here, it does say bring people in, but for some reason, it's not letting me bring people in, guys. So that's why it's not. Anthony Sykes says, James, how does it feel to have a face like a slapped arse?
Well, it's all right. It's just what happened was, Anthony, was it was great to know that I had a face like a slapped ass when I met you on that live the other night, and I noticed you also had a face like a slapped ass. So then I knew there was two of us. So at first it was a bit lonely, but now I know there's another ass there. It's sound.
That's fair play. I like that. Okay, Tony Riley's off. Tony, you're a legend. Wayne says, where is the worst club you've played at? That's from Wayne Sedgwick. So, Kilbo, you want to take that one first?
I'd say, well, I've had a few where people have tried to like attack me on the stage, but I wouldn't say they're the worst place, because the two places that I've had a bit of like confrontation where it was a woman went to hit me. That was in one of my locals and my mates club, the Longlands. The viral video where the girl went to hit me. But it wasn't nothing to do with the club. The club's a nice club and it's a good club. A lot of people go there.
Why did she go to hit you? Tell me about it.
Oh, she just had a lot of drinking. Obviously, you know yourself. She had a friend had bought the ticket, so she hadn't paid in. And then she just out of nowhere. If you go onto my page, you can see this. There's a video on there. If it's had nearly 1 million hits on the video. She was talking a lot, and I was introducing other comedians on, and the other comedians were all, some of them were new, some of them were trying new material, and I was hosting the night. Now, I'm in that way, I suppose, I don't give a fuck. I will go into the crowd and I'll say, look, so I went on stage. Basically, I said, listen, tonight I'm hosting this show. A lot of these comedians have travelled to try material. Some of them are brand new. But if you want to heckle anyone, you can heckle me. But believe you and me, I'll fucking savage you. And that's what I said. And then obviously halfway through me being on set, she was talking away. So I give her a bit.
When she was talking away, she wasn't interested in the set at all. She was just being ignorant, talking to people.
She'd had a good drink. There was a girl on before. I'd introduced a girl on, and she was a good comedian. This young lass who came on, and she talked all the way through. And I felt sorry because this girl had only like, she was only brand new to comedy, really. And she was trying her best to do her best. And they've only got, obviously, you know yourself from when you've done it, they've only got like 10 minutes to try. And sometimes it's good just to get out there. And she spoke all the way through. So I'd asked her politely just to be quiet first. And then obviously she walked out when I went back on stage. And remember, I believe it or not, that Robin Armstrong, the Baldy Geordie, was having his first ever show, his first ever gig, and he was coming on next. And I was on hosting the show, and she walked out, and she must have went out for a fag. And I said, "Oh, fucking hell, the gobshite's gone, has she?" And everyone started laughing. And as I said that, she walked back in. So as she walked back in, everyone started laughing. So obviously she got her back up straight away. And she said she was getting angry, and she sort of said, "What was that all about?" And I carried on doing my stuff. And I said, "Oh, just like to be quiet, darling." I said, "We're going to just carry on the show now." And she carried on talking. She had her back to me, and she was going, where, going on. She was talking dead loud, waving her arms about. And I said, "Fucking hell." I said, "She can't even hear me, can she, gobshite?" And people were laughing at me calling the gobshite. And then she turned around and she went, "Hey, what did you say?" And I said, "You what?" And she said, "What did you say?" And I didn't call her big as in because she was a tank. I called her big because when you say to someone in Middlesbrough, "Shut up, you big daft cunt," or "you big fucking idiot," you just say it anyway. The guy could, the woman or the man could be 2 foot tall, but you'd still call him.
Like, "Oh, shut up, you big divvy," like you're a massive divvy. Like,
yeah. And I said something like, "Oh, are you gonna?" I think I said, "You're gonna shut the fuck up, you big stupid ugly bitch." I think it was the ugly bitch that wound her up because she was gorgeous. No. And then she got up. She got up and I knew straight. Well, she went to swill me first, and I moved out the way if you see on the video, I moved out the way quite fast, and then I said, "Fucking hell!" And that the barman came in, and I said, "Listen, get her out. She's trying to slow me." And then she stood up, and he was like, "Come on, darling, get out." And a few people were saying, "Bye, bye, bye, bye," all that type of crack. And she walked towards me, and I seen the fucking fist tense up in slow motion. It was just coming at me, like it was easy enough to get, because it went past fucking Jupiter first. Do you know like that? And then then obviously I moved out the way, but it bent my arm back.
Let me ask you this. I know that you're saying that it was a slow-mo punch, yeah?
Yeah.
But like for someone who's never boxed before, so let's say it was me, I don't have a clue, right?
Oh, you would have got your fucking head took off.
Would she have knocked me out? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, she did knock you out.
Would I have been quick enough?
I sort of countered it ready. I was dying to throw it right back. I'm only joking.
Hey.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I think it was maybe obviously all the boxing training, maybe it's for years. Well, probably will be, definitely. You can't not say it wasn't, but it was quite an easy punch to get out of the way of. If she wants round 2, I'm ready to go. Let's fucking have it.
Okay, let's talk to some people. Dave Regan says, "Gotta go, lads. Emergency call out. Good lad." Paddy O'Shea says, "Funny when that girl tried to jab you." Fair play, James. That's from Anthony Sykes. We've got Kilvo, top man, the future. Great contrast with Frank. That's a boss shout. Thank you very, very much. Kilvo, what do you think about the contrast between you and Frank? Obviously, Frankie will always say that you're an old mainstream comedian, which is certainly not the case. But what do you think? Because obviously,
I'm very much like, I like a lot of new comedians that Frankie fucking can't stand, if I'm honest with you. But Frank, like I say, I like Frankie's style of comedy. I like Kevin Bridges' style of comedy. Mine's a mixture of everything. I'm a comedian who goes out and does some observational stuff. I talk about stuff that happens in real life. I talk about what goes on with my daughter, what goes on in relationships, some serious things, but I turn it into jokes. But then I still have that sort of side to me where I'll tell someone to fuck off. And that's what I tend to put in my stuff that you see online. You don't really see much of my material that you see, and the people who go to the shows see. You don't. Yeah. So I wouldn't say. I'd say, to be honest, when people say, I'd say, what would you say? What would you say? Would you say I'm anything like Frank?
No, and I think that's what makes the show work. And if anyone's not come to the show before, I think the key is, if you watch the Carlisle vlog, it gives you a good idea of what Kilvo is like on stage. But it makes me laugh because he just talks about like normal. He makes me laugh because he'll go, "Do you know what? I'm going to go on stage in a minute and I'm going to say this." And I'll be like, "Don't say that, lads. Don't like." Go on.
One of my favourite things to do is go on stage blind. So I've said to Will before, like, I'm sat in the back room 5 minutes before we go out, and I say, I don't even know what I'm going to fucking say tonight. Yeah. But sometimes I find that more funny. Ross Noble does it. Ross Noble's obviously, I've showed Will a lot of what Will likes a bit of Ross Noble, a Geordie comedian. He's massive time, and he's very good at improvisation, and he's fucking excellent at it. And I like that type of style of comedy where you can just sort of go with what someone said in the crowd, and then you do your bit of your act, but then you go back to that person in the crowd and use them in your act, type thing. Yeah,
definitely. Okay. Paul Plasko saying it's a wind up. We've got Gus Sherwood who's saying root. Good shout, Gus.
By the way, I've got a bit of karma from saying root. I'm getting fucking root canal next week. So that's be karma for saying that about Frank.
Okay, let's say Michael Hitchcock says, "I think any of you guys or girls that have the nuts to get up on stage, much respect." Kilvo, was it nerve-wracking the first time you got up on stage?
The very first time, for anyone wanting to start out, just so you know, the very first time I went on the stage, I did not plan anything. And Will, I actually was speaking to Will before I very first went on stage, because I was messaging Frankie's page, and it was Will who was replying to me. I didn't know. Thought I was speaking of Frank, but Will was asking Frank as well, and Frank was replying. And to be fair to them, they didn't even know me from Adam. And I was just talking them, saying I'm going to do some comedy. And they told me, they gave me some great advice, which a lot of comedians would say, get 5 minutes of material that's nice and tight. Which means if it's tight, it's a good 5 minutes. And I went there a bit big-headed, thinking, fucking hell, I'll do this easy. And then, like, I'll just talk for England like I do talking to the lads in the pub or people at work. And I went to a little club, and it was full of, like a different style of comedy. It's like an alternative comedy. How would you explain that, Will? It was like the club that I went to.
Well, it's not an alternative style of comedy. It's probably, similar to the style of comedy that you'd see on the television now, but just a much less professional standard, like a real amateur kind of
You know, the thing about what I've noticed about comedians, and this is no disrespect to them, because there's a lot of brilliant comedians out there, and there is, but a lot of comedians are fucking whoppers, and they all want to be like, and that's me telling the truth. I'm not going to lie and hide that. They are fucking the bitchy, the whoppers. They talk shit about every other comedian, and they'd never say to another comedian's face if they wanted to. Well, I would. But one thing that they do is they all try to be cool. So they're like, it's like, you think some of them are like, the way they go on, there's 40-year-old blokes up there who you'd think are fucking virgins or something, and they're going on stage and they're like, oh my God, so I went out the other day, had sex, not, that's a joke. And you're like, oh, here, mate, shut the fuck up and just be normal. Do you know? And I've found the people who are real, I mean, my stuff that I talk about is an exaggerated truth. I'm not saying I'm the funniest person in the world, but I'm saying I'm a lot funnier than someone who's pretending that they had fucking sex last night with fucking two fucking fat birds, and like they think they'll make a funny joke about it and it's dead funny. Like it's like, shut up, mate. Just fucking talk real, have a bit of crack, and do what people want you to see. When people go to a comedy show, they want to just relax, chill out, have a drink, or even if they don't drink, they want to just relax and they don't want to think too much. They don't want to go and say, oh, so the other day I was going out and I dropped my pen on the floor and then I looked up and this gorgeous girl was looking at me and I was like, no. And you're like, oh, mate, shut up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they were like.
More children, more authentic.
I think when I went on stage, you know, I actually, my first time on stage, I'd done really well. I thought I'd been doing it a long time, but at first I nearly bottled it. I went on stage and I said, oh, I'm from Middlesbrough. It was in Newcastle. I said, I don't know if that's a fucking joke in itself because they're a bit of a rival. And it was quiet. And I remember just thinking, oh, God, this is hard. And I thought, fuck this, I'm going to run out the fire exit. Now, I put the mic back in the stand and I said, anyway, I've been James Kilvington. I'd been on fucking 10 seconds. I said, see you later. Can't be fucked with this. And I went, and as I went to walk off, I was really going to walk off and just go out the fire exit and never do it again. And I thought, my dad will fucking torture me if I've done this. You know, I've told him I'm going to do a show. So I turned back around and went, I'm just fucking with you. And people started laughing. And then I just ranted like I do and went off the top of my head then. And it just, that's it then. I just started doing it. And I'd done 15 minutes as well. And it was only meant to be 5.
Yeah, fair play. This is one for the two of us. It's from the King of Neckbeards. What a legendary name you've got there, mate. Does Frankie prefer rougher places? Now, I think Frankie prefers a more working class environment, but at the same time, most of the audiences that we have now, they've bought tickets to the Frankie Allen show, so it kind of like doesn't make any difference whether we're in Bristol, we're in Cardiff, we're in Swindon, Plymouth, Ipswich, fucking Glasgow, Newcastle, wherever. However, you know, it makes for a more interesting night. And to anyone who's seen the Carlisle vlog that we put out on YouTube, that was one of the more interesting nights. Kilvo, can you tell us a little bit about that for anyone who doesn't know?
The Carlisle vlog, the venue.
Andy Shemper asking, where is Frankie? Just if anyone's joined late, where is Frankie Kilv?
Frankie's backstage. Is he backstage or is he went?
No, he's fucked off.
Oh, is he gone? Oh, well, his Wi-Fi fucked again. So his Wi-Fi and that's fucked. He's totally gone. I thought he might have been backstage now, but his Wi-Fi's totally fucked. It's gone.
So go on. Tell us in about Carlisle, mate. Tell us in about for anyone who's watched the Carlisle vlog and wants to know a little bit more about it.
Carlisle was absolute. The event, the place that we got to was a lovely event, like a really nice setup, like a bit like a posh hotel type setup. It shows you don't judge a book by its cover, because I went out thinking this is going to be a really easy crowd. They're going to be quite posh. They're going to be quite like just relaxed and chilled out, and they're just going to listen to comedy, have a laugh, and it's going to be a bit like a comedy club show. And I went out, and as soon as, well, I was backstage ready, and Will has said, oh, there's a few lads on the front, a few rough lads who want to, I think they're going to heckle and all that. And as soon as Will was on stage and I was ready to go on, I could hear them all going, shut up, you daft cunt, and stuff like that. And I was thinking, fucking hell, what am I going to hear, you know? I could hear Will saying, oh, he'll torture you in a minute. And like saying what, and describing the lad to me as a compere, he was describing the lad on stage that I had to go out to get, basically. And I thought, is he that bad? And when I went on stage, and as soon as I got on stage, literally, as soon as I got on stage, which I've got to give myself credit to, I've got to give credit to Will, and I've got to give credit to Frankie. It's not like a comedy club where someone would say like, oh, there's no heckling. Because literally I got on stage and I went, how's it going, everyone? All right. Put my hand up like that. And all the room cheered. And the lad at the front went, shut up, you fucking daft cunt. Your breath, it smells like shit.
Yeah, oh my God. What a bad heckle that is from the comedian.
But one thing I will say on Frankie's defence is Frankie gets a lot of people saying, oh, and this is what I don't like. This is where I was saying about people earlier on, saying people tend to slag Frank, like not just Frank, but Frank's type of comedy, because they say, oh, he's old school and blah, blah, blah. Frank's just real. Frank's a real, you can see him. Frank is what you see on these lives. He's just like that type of person. And what I have learned and what Frank has helped me learn in comedy, which I've got to take, like, give Frank credit for, is Frank is so good with stage presence, isn't he, Will? If you explain that, like how good his stage presence is.
He understands the dynamic of the room, and that's what a lot of people who haven't worked rowdy audiences are very raw with. It's all well and good in doing very nice crowds with fucking big lights and, you know, get ejected if you heckle in there. But then if suddenly you get thrust into an environment where, you know, that's not the case, you're going to fucking die on your ass. However, you know, you've had an apprenticeship over the last however long, since July 5th, 2019.
I'll tell you how good Frankie is with his knowledge on crowds. We turned up at a venue before, I won't say where it was, and I was obviously going on first for Frank, warming it up. And me and Frank were in the back room on our own, and Frank said, Jimmy, they won't listen to any of your material. And I'll do it in Frank's voice. Jimmy, they're not going to listen to any of your material tonight. I said, what do you mean? He said, Jimmy, these just want to be fucking insulted. So I was like, what do you mean they want to be insulted? I said, I'm going to go out and do a bit of this. I'm going to do a bit of that. Jimmy, they won't fucking listen. Just call them all cunts. Like that. So, and I just said, he said, as soon as you call them ugly bastards or something like that, they'll laugh. And I just thought, oh, and as like a novice to comedy at the time, I just thought, oh, I'll try my material. So I went out, I started doing my material, and it was sort of falling a bit, it was a bit quiet. And then some lad heckled me, and I just said, oh, shut up, you ugly bastard. And and the whole room erupted. And I thought, fucking hell, that was easy. And then I just got tore into them, you know, like, and Frankie knew that before I'd even went out on stage. He knew how to read the room and what they would want. Whereas some audiences, he said, he'll say to me, there'll be a good crowd, these gym comedy audience. They'll listen to your material, they're good. And he says that quite a lot. And you know that he's never been wrong yet, to be fair to him.
Fair play. We've got I totally agree with you, Jay, but we've got a lot of nice comments coming in now. Stephen says, hi lads, discovered the vlog the last few weeks. A great watch and listen. I loved seeing how the day progresses from your side from start to finish. We've got Big Smoke who says, I agree, fantastic. King of the Neckbeard says, I completely agree. Massive thank you to everyone who's saying that type of stuff. Look, with the vlogs, we're just trying to, you know, keep everyone updated with what we're up to, bringing in different characters. Obviously, there's myself, there's James, who actually we met. There's actually a vlog of when we met. I think it's the vlog from Middlesbrough.
And it's not set up as real, isn't it?
There's other legends. And by the way, what you see is what you get. There's a legend called Young Dave. I think he's the most fascinating character involved in our crew and in the vlog. What do you think, James?
I think he's the most positive person I've ever met in my life. I mean, bless him. Yeah. His mother passed away last week, and he's been which is very sad. But he was still on the phone to me last night and making me laugh and saying, and you know what? Dave, to give Dave his due, when my nana passed and when I went through a few little bad times, Dave sent me a lovely message, like and a voicemail. I've still got it on my phone actually. And do you know what? You've got to say about Davey for. He's a nice bloke, Dave. But he's funny. He's a character. Don't get me wrong. He's funny as fuck, but he's a nice bloke as well. His heart's in the right place.
Yeah, if anyone knows Young Dave, as I said, he's an absolute legend. And you know, as Kilvo said, all I can say is he's the most positive person I've ever met in my life. And there's actually a vlog coming out next week, and he's got pictures. James, tell everyone just a little bit of a glimpse about, you know, what's coming in Tuesday.
Dave's
got pictures of Jerry Vale, hasn't he?
Hey, Dave's got fucking hell, yeah, Jerry from like the Mafia and that. He's got pictures. Dave he was sat with me before, when I first met Dave. He was going on as if like, oh, I used to work with a few celebrities and all that. And I'm thinking, and he pulled out like a picture of like Bradley Walsh and a few. The next thing he pulled out the picture of fucking Paul McCartney and Tom Jones, and like like mega stars that Dave and Mr. T. And Dave used to, but Dave was working with these when Mr. T was in Rocky and the A-Team. And like this is when like Mr. T them days would be the same as like the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock now. And he was like McCartney would be like bloody, well, would McCartney, sorry,
like Drake or something.
Yeah, McCartney. He's massive, isn't he? The Beatles are massive.
Yeah.
And Dave knew. They all knew Dave on first name terms, but he's a legend, Dave. What about that beat that he done in in Liverpool?
Oh, the way you knew there was 8 beats.
Yeah, he's into his music, isn't he? And I said to him, listen, Dave, I said, Frankie was coming onto stage to Still Dre, the song Still Dre, and by Dr. Dre. And I said, Dave, listen, he needs to come. I played the song to Dave. I said, he needs to come into this part of the song. Like, and I said, listen, and Dave was just doing that, and he was half listening and he was talking to someone. And then he turned around to me and he went, 8 beats. And when he walked off, I went, shut up, you daft cunt. I said, 8 beats. I said, and I played it back and I listened to it and it was fucking 8 beats. So fair enough, Dave, you beat me there.
He's got a great ear. Now, listen, by the way, look, we've been on here for 56 minutes now. We apologise for the inconvenience before. If you are just watching this video for the first time, my name is Will Cranny. This is James Kilvington. This is the Frankie Allen Facebook channel and YouTube channel. We're just the supporting cast. However, the legend himself, Frankie Allen, has managed to fuck his Wi-Fi up this evening. So we've had to kind of carry things as usual. But I hope that we've had, a good laugh here. I hope you've enjoyed your time. Do give us a thumb up on this video if you wouldn't mind. It does go an absolute long way. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you'd like to follow our journey. James, tell us, you're the support comedian on the tour for anyone who doesn't know. Are you dying to get back out on the road, mate? You're looking forward to getting back out on tour?
I can't wait. Like I say, I can't wait to get back out there. There's a few things, a few new topics now as well, isn't there, with what's been going on in the news. So there's going to be plenty of things to talk about, I suppose. And it's just waiting now, isn't it? And waiting to see when we can go. Stay as positive as you can. Keep smiling, keep laughing. Got
to be done, on it. Look, really appreciated everyone coming in today. Thank you so much for all your comments. Stephen's put a last comment in. Last comment from me. I don't think you guys will get the wider credit for your comedic skill, if you like. I agree with that on Frankie, mate. I think James, you probably won't have seen enough of James to realise what style he is, but I think he will get that type of credit, if you get what I mean, in future. But loved hearing about your stage presence. I would love to hear more in the future. Massive thank you, Stephen. Well, there's going to be YouTube channels coming from myself and James very soon. Keep your eye out for that. Thank you so much. Ronnie Sprigg, massive thank you for you for coming in. Stuart Harrison, appreciate it. Catherine Stewart, Big Smoke, Carl Hollands, brilliant guys. Let's get back to Stoke soon, should I say. We love Stoke, mate. It's fantastic.
Stoke's a great show.
James, you enjoyed yourself tonight, mate, on this chat?
Yeah, I love it. I'm looking forward to hearing what Frankie has to say about it.
Oh, tell me about it. Well, look, massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. As I said, do give this video a share, give it a thumbs up, get subscribed to the YouTube channel if you're not already. The next vlog's coming out on Tuesday. The podcast will be out on Sunday. And Kilvo, are you on the beers, mate? What are you up to?
No, I'm just chilled out tonight, having a chiller. Gonna watch a bit of telly with me missus, and my missus is real, by the way. I'm not like these other comedians. My missus is. I've got a real girlfriend.
I've got a girlfriend.
I've got a girlfriend, and we're gonna have sex tonight. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have lots of sex.
Listen, massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. Catch you all later. Have a great weekend in a bit.